Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. I want to apologize. It's been a minute since I've been on, but your boy is back. And we are back with a different version of POP. I usually do a pre-recording, put it out there, and let y'all do your thing. But I figured a lot of discussion happens with these POPs. So why not make it a live version of it? And then later on, for those that want to catch up, y'all, we're going to cut it up and put it out there, and y'all can do what you do. So for those that are tuning in, welcome back. It's been a minute, but I'm back on it again. And for those that do know who this is, it's your boy Rico, and you are listening to the Buffalo Fanatics. Welcome back. So we are diving into the second edition of POP. This is where we dive into positional groups, and we decide, well, I decide, in my opinion, who is part of the process, who is a damn problem. And now I've tweaked it to say who is a project, because sometimes you just quite aren't sure if one guy is a problem or a project. And now I'm putting myself there to at least add in that one person is not quite a problem, but not part of the process, but is a project. And I feel that this will play out really well. So shout out to everybody tuning in. How you doing? Welcome back. I gotta give a shout out to everybody that's here, man. Hayden Black, what is up? What is up? Young King, big Jose. I see you, bro. Biggity Bing is back in the building, man. I had to take a little break. You know what I'm saying? Refresh myself. Free agency is starting to roll around. Things are starting to play out. We back at it. So without further ado, let's get into it, man. New Mexico, I see you, bro. I missed y'all too, man. I missed this, man. I haven't been on, and I got to get back into this, man. Sean Woods, I see you, bro. Anyway, let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. So, the tight end room. We did the quarterbacks. We did the running backs. We put those two together. We kind of put those two together because that's a big group. Now, let's jump into the tight ends. Now, this is an interesting stat. The amount of money that we have invested into the tight end position, we rank 11th in the entire NFL. 11th. Does that tell, like, with the production that we got from our tight ends, with as much money that we have tied in to the tight end room, does that merit us being 11th? With all that money tied into the tight end position, we are 11th in the league. Did we get the production that we needed from such an expensive group? No. Hell no, we didn't. And we know all about it. So let's dive into who is on our roster, who is on the team. I'm going to talk about some positives, and I'm going to talk about some negatives. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right into it. The big money guy, Tyler Kroft. We already know who he is. Former Bengals tight end, has athletic ability, can be an asset in the blocking game. So we took a flyer on him, right? We took a flyer on him because we know that he has inability to stay on the field. He tends to stay in the weight room, in the training room, right? And I say the weight room saying he's got to kind of rehab himself to get back right? We took a chance on him, right? We let him rehab. He got a unlucky injury during the offseason, and we had to put him on ice. So $6 million invested into this man, and we didn't get what we needed to get out of him. Let's keep it a buck here. We did not get what we needed to get out of him. Let's talk about it. Dead cap hit, $1.6 million. So if we say sayonara, see you later, that's $1.6 million we ain't getting back. Can we eat that? Because right now he's counting $6.4 million towards the cap. That's a lot of money for a guy that we're not getting what we need to get out of. I'm telling you that right now. That's a problem. Now, we didn't expect Dawson Knox to emerge the way he did, right? Getting 70% of the play calls on the field, being on the field 70% of the calls. We didn't expect that, right? But he did, right? Not only that, Lee Smith ate onto the field. He ate into his snaps. So Tyler Kroft, 1.6 dead with a 6.4 million cap hit is a problem. Now let's talk about the good. Okay, we know he's athletic. He's a big body. He can run. And he's a decent blocker. So we could use something like that for our quarterback in Josh Allen. I'm not going to poo-poo too much on Croft because he was not 100% himself, although he's cleared to play, but you're not really yourself when you didn't have time with the quarterback. You didn't have time to condition yourself the way everybody else did. So you got to give him that. You got to give him that. And I look forward to seeing a little bit more of him, right? I wanted to see a lot more of him during the season, especially late in the season when he started to catch on, when he started to get familiar with the quarterback and the scheme and all that good stuff. But I just never saw enough. Never saw enough. Now, here's the bad. When you did get on the field, you were non-existent. Your snaps were being taken away from Dawson Knox. So how is that supposed to make us as fans feel when we got $6 million tied into you and being new that you have an issue with staying on the field? So that's why he put a clause in your contract, something to the nature of for every game you miss or you don't play, that's docked $500,000. So he knew. He put some in there. So it got me thinking. Now, with all that being said, is he part of the process? Would we be giving up too soon on Tyler Croft? He's not a project because he's been in the league. Or he's a damn problem. Is it just not worth it? Just get rid of him, man. $6.4 million against the cap, 1.6 dead cap. Can we deal with him? And we'll talk about that afterwards. Process, problem, or project? That's Tyler Croft. Moving on to the next tight end in the room. We got our man, Lee Smith. Ooh, my guy, Lee Smith. Lee Smith, the former Buffalo tight end, right? Did his time at Buffalo. Then went to the Raiders, and I was so surprised and shocked that the Raiders paid up decent money for a tight end that really didn't do much for us when he was with the Bills in his first stint. But nonetheless, they picked him on the Raiders. He did what he did, got released, and then we brought him back, right? We brought him back for several reasons. The good, veteran leadership. He's been in the league. He knows his game. He knows his niche as a tight end. He knows what he's supposed to do, and he provides a presence on the line. There's no question about that. When he's in there, he blocks his ass off. He definitely blocks his ass off. We aren't counting on Lee Smith to make a play for us. That's not what he's there for. He knows that. We know that. He ain't making no damn play for us. But the real question is he a problem? Is he a project or process? Is he part of a process? Is he a process guy? Here's the deal. Let's talk the numbers. Dead cap, $1 million. So we can say, see you later, and we eat that $1 million. Or, I got the wife who call me right now. Not right now. Or he counts $3.2 million towards our roster. $3.2 million for Lee Smith? I don't know about that. Oh, is it a choppy feed? Yo, I apologize, man. I apologize. I'm trying something new today. I apologize for the choppy feed. If that's the problem, we're going to fix it later. Maybe I'm the problem. It's a problem right now. So here's the deal. I think it was because my phone was ringing. So here's the deal. Lee Smith, I got to talk about the good and the bad. So I talked about the good. Good presence, leadership, all that good stuff. He is a penalty monger. You know what I'm saying? My guy was picking up penalties left, right, center. I think I made a joke that he picked up every penalty you could think that he could pick up on the damn offense. He picked up, right? The times that we need something to move, Lee Smith holding, Lee Smith chop block, Lee Smith something, right? Now, when you're on the field, you already know what it's about. It's the run game time, right? You're not throwing the ball to no Lee Smith unless he's your emergency blanket. He ain't that guy. Now, we have a Sweeney, we have a Dawson Knox, the two young bucks on the squad, and we have Tyler Croft. It's going to be one of those interesting scenarios to see if we bring back Lee Smith and we bring back the whole gang to come back. I don't know about that. So is Lee Smith a problem or is he part of the process? Is he a process guy for McDermott? We're about to find out, right? So let's move down the line. Then we got Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox was a pleasant surprise this year, right? Late round draft pick, athletic man. Boy can run down the field. He's a decent little blocker. He has some moments where he's like, whoa, okay, what you doing? But he's a decent little blocker, average at best. And he's got a lot of potential. When he catches the ball, he can make things happen. Problem is, my man has a little bit of an issue with the drop C's. We gotta fix that. You give me that Zay Jones feel where you gotta sit with the jug machine and just catch balls all day, so you just get used to that shit. I know Josh Allen throws a rifle for a football. I get it. But you gotta catch the ball. You gotta be on the other end for your quarterback. And this is what it comes down to. So the way I'm looking at it is you got Dawson Knox. I didn't even bother looking at it. He's looking less than $1 million for on the cap and debt. It doesn't matter, right? He's less than $1 million, right? So to me, it's not an issue. I'm not even gonna play games. He's part of the process. He's part of the long-term process. And I'm with that, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that. Moving on to the next quarterback, and that's my guy, Tommy Sweeney. Now, a lot of what we did this year didn't involve Tommy Sweeney, right? But early on in the offseason, early on in preseason, it was the Tommy Sweeney, Josh Allen show. That's what it was. That's what we knew. Knox was kind of coming off of his injury. He was in and out of the lineup, right? Croft wasn't playing, so it was really all Tommy Sweeney. So we saw very good chemistry between quarterback and tight end. And then when guys started coming back, Tommy Sweeney took a little step back a little bit, right? He's dropping the balls here and there and not getting enough time. And Knox was getting healthier. So we saw the shift happen. But he never was able to recover to get back onto the field. And then when Croft was completely back in, you didn't see anything from Sweeney. So I'd love to see more of Sweeney this year. Is he a project, process, or is he a problem? Excuse me. Is he a problem, process, or is he a project? I'm gonna say that he's a project right now, but he can soon become and quickly a process guy. That's just my opinion. So I'm gonna keep it at that. He's got lots of promise. My guy Sean Wood says it. He's got lots of promise, a lot of promise, and that's what I want to kind of keep up with. I want to keep an eye on what we do with these young tight ends that we have. Now, one last tight end that I'm not gonna spend too much time on, and this guy named Nate Becker. Nate Becker coming out of the University of Miami of Ohio. Nothing to write home about. Big tight end. That's it. A big tight end that he average. Not even average. He's just whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's just there to fill space, be a body, and that's that. I can't say that I know a whole lot, but what I did read up on and what I did look up didn't stand out to make me say, oh, wait a minute. Oh, we got something special. No. He's just another guy. Unless he comes out of nowhere and starts really doing some work, which I highly doubt, he's just another name. So I don't expect to see the likes of Nate Becker competing this year at all for the position. So I'm gonna just say it's a problem. You out of here. All right. So now let's bring everything back now. Okay. So we have Tyler Croft, Lee Smith, Dawson Knox, and Sweeney. Here's the deal. I'm going to say it that. And I have to tie in free agent. I don't like talking about the free agency when I'm talking about this project or process or a problem, because the free agency is another ballgame that we'll cover that another time. Cover one has a what do you say? Cover one has spoke on this. Sweeney cannot block effectively. Sweeney's not a great blocker, but he's not a terrible blocker. But that's something he can work on. So that's why I consider him a project that can potentially become part of the process. But as of right now, I'm gonna make him a project right now. Right? He had a lot of time on the practice squad. I'm going to leave him there. And until he can prove otherwise, that he can get on the field and show that he can block consistently and stay on it, I'm good with that. Jason Kroom, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to bring Jason Kroom up. So here's the deal. When it comes to who we got on this line, Nate Becker, problem. Get out of here. Right? Dawson Knox, process. Sweeney, process. Project. I'm going to put him as a project. Tyler Croft, process. And here's why. We didn't go out and sign Croft early in free agency for no reason. We knew that he had the inability to stay on the field. We knew that, so that's why we put a clause into his contract. But then, unfortunately, he got hurt, so we never really got the full body of work of Croft with Josh Allen. So to me, we got $6 million tied up into him. I know it's a lot of money. But I'm betting on that we bring him back to at least have him compete and really show out what he can do, and then earn that $6 million. He's got to earn that $6 million. So to me, I say he's part of the process, because when you look at who is out there as free agent only, I'm not talking about guys that you got to trade for. I'm talking about strictly free agent. I mean, the top names that I looked at are your Greg Olsen, because we definitely have an opportunity to bring in Greg Olsen. We got Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, and Eric Ebron. Those are your top guys that are out there. You can put in David Fells if you want to, right? But those are your top guys that are out there. And the Austin Hooper market value for him, $9.9 million. Are you ready to pay him $9.9 million? Because we already have $6 million in Croft, and people like myself are saying, yo, that's a lot of money. But Hooper has proven that he could play, right? Hunter Henry, $9 million. He could play. But are we ready to invest that much money into the tight end position when we have a Sweeney and a Dawson Knox in the backfield, right? Now, Eric Ebron, interesting, because I thought we were going to draft Eric Ebron several years ago, right? But we ended up going in a different direction. And he's been up and down around the league. He was a decent tight end for the Detroit Lions, and went to the Colts and kind of remade his name a little bit. And he's been relevant since. I don't want to say he's been the top dog, but he's been relevant. So the way I look at it is this: Croft coming back, I say he's part of the process, because I think we're going to give him one more year. I mean, if they could do the same thing for Murphy, when Murphy didn't have the hottest year, but he was also coming off a major injury. He didn't have a hot year, but they brought him back anyway. I thought they were going to cut him. And he had a better year. He didn't light things up, but he had a better year. But the point I'm trying to make is they brought him back to see what he can do healthy, 100% healthy, because they had a vision for him. So I think they're going to do the same thing for a Tyler Croft. So to me, I say Tyler Croft for the time being is part of the process. He is part of the process. Jay Coffee Talk, I see you, man. What's going on? So I think he's part of the process. Felix De Leon says Eric Ebron has always had the drop problems. He has. I mean, a lot of these guys these days, man, like, you know, I mean, you're not going to catch everything. You're not going to catch everything. But when you start making a name for yourself and drops is part of your name, it's never a good thing. It's never a good thing. So that's what I say for Tyler Croft. I say he's part of the process. I think that they will give him one more opportunity to see him full-fledged, full-blown. And don't forget, his dead cap hit is 1.6. So it's never out of the question for us to say, it's been great, see you later. We'll pay you your 1.6, but you know what? We'll have a lot more savings at the end of the day. Now, I've got to bring this up because I'm trying not to bring up free agency, but I've got to, because if, in fact, we bring in Tyler Croft and we keep Tyler Croft, right, then we got to make a decision on Lee Smith. Now, to me, there's no question about it. Lee Smith got to go. It's been great. It was cool. You showed your veteran leadership with the likes of Sweeney and Dawson Knox, right? And you also have Croft that's coming back from injury. And he's going to be fully immersed into this offense, into the offseason. Lee Smith, we will have no need for you. To pay you $3.2 million to sit and block, I don't think so, bro. You can kick rocks and get going. See you later. You can go pick up penalties for somebody else because you don't bring enough to the table. My bad. Is it blurry and choppy? I apologize. You don't bring enough to the table for us to pay you $3.2 million. I mean, the cap hit is only $1 million. You know what I mean? Here's your gift. Here's your $1 million. See you later. Right? We'll take the savings. We'll take the savings for sure when it comes to that. Now, here's what I got to bring up, and here's what I got to talk about. I think is necessary. Greg Olsen. So Greg Olsen, his availability. I don't know how you guys feel about Olsen coming to the Bills. I mean, let's talk about it. 34 years of age. And some people want to say, but it doesn't matter about the age. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does when you factor in that he hasn't been a spring chicken his career. I mean, the last several years, he's been dealing with a broken bones in his foot. So it's never easy to recover from those things. He had 2 hampering years that it never helped him out. Now, he did have a decent year last year with a revolving door quarterback. I mean, Cam Newton being out, and then they had Allen as a quarterback, and I think Greer came in near the end. But here's the deal. With Greg Olsen, with 34 years of age, the market value right now for what he could be asking for, they say, is 5.2. You can The market could be 5.2, but it's all about what teams are willing to pay, right? So the three teams that were interested in Mr. Olsen were the Bills, the Seahawks, and the Redskins. Now let's break this down. Why the hell would you go to the Redskins? You got a young quarterback and your young Simba that's still learning his way. I don't know who you got at receiver. That's nice. There's nothing really nice at receiver over there. Tight end, they have some room for a tight end, but I mean, do you really want to go there? Who's your running back? The offense is not great. Let's just put it there. The offense is not great. Yes, you're going to go play for your old coach, but really, is that what you want to do? You want to go to the NFC East and lose? Come on, man, stop playing. So forget about the Redskins. You know you're not going over there. So now it's between the Seahawks and the Bills. Now here's the deal. You go to the Seahawks, you're playing with a very good, one of the best quarterbacks in the league in Russell Wilson. You can't go wrong with that. And it would be a good fit for you, potentially, right? And then you got the Bills. You're going to be playing for McDermott, someone you're familiar with. Bean, you're familiar with Bean. So it's going to come down to, at the end of the day, how much we're willing to pay. So then this is why I say we got to keep Kroft, because we say, see you later, Kroft. We're going to be depending on a damn 34-year-old to lead the way. I don't know if I feel good about that. I really don't know if I feel good about that. So to me, if you're telling me we're going to bring in Olsen, I mean, cool, veteran leadership in the tight end room with an offensive side, with offensive skill set, it would be nice. It would be nice to have Kroft and Olsen and Dawson Knox. That's a nice little tight end room, but that's a lot of money tied in to a tight end room. $6 million for Kroft, asking $5 million for Olsen. Yo, that's $11 million right there, 11 plus. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. So to me, I think, and this is just my opinion, I think we skip out on bringing in. Hold on, okay, you convinced me. We hang on to Kroft. Joshua Woodward. I'm just kind of putting things out there, man. I'm putting things out there for you. I miss Rico. Preach on. Rick James, I see you, bro. Yo, I apologize, man. Yo, for real, I really apologize because I gotta be out here, and I'm not out here for my people. I gotta be out here. So to me, this is how it all ends out, man. Greg Olsen, I know you're trying to build a little something for yourself. You're trying to, 34 years old. You know where you're going after this. You have a career in broadcasting, so you want to do the freaking what's that clown's name in Dallas? Jason Witten. I know you want to go to the Jason Witten route, right? I like you way more than Witten. I hate Witten. I don't like Witten as a player whatsoever, and he's trash in the booth. But I think that my man Olsen will do great in the booth. But what does that have to do with the Bills? I say we let him go to the Seahawks, let him go to the Redskins. We'll deal with what we got with the Bills right now. So we'll keep Kroft on another year. Let him show us what he's got healthy. And if it doesn't work out the way we think it's going to work out, shit, we bring in an Olsen, let them battle it out, and whoever does best, we keep him. But I think Kroft deserves to stay one more year and let him show us what we got. And Olsen can go do what he's got to do because he's probably got a year, maybe two. He's got another year. I don't know if I'm ready to give him $5 million just to kind of, do whatever. I'm sorry, but not for me. So Olsen can kick rocks. Now if we really want to help out Josh and we try to really put in some money on him, you got to go over to the Austin Hoopers, 25 years of age, or you got to go to Hunter Henry, 25 years of age. 25 years old? Okay, now we talk. You bring in a young guy like that onto this offense, then Kroft, sayonara, see you later. We ain't got nothing to talk about, right? But when we're talking about an older 34-year-old Olsen, nah, man, I'm keeping Kroft. There's no question about it. So when it comes down to the tight end room, this is what it's going to look like to you guys or to us. Tyler Kroft, Sweeney, Kroft, Sweeney, Dawson Knox. Okay. Now, one little thing that I got to say that there's been some chatter about, and that is David Njoku, the tight end from the Cleveland Browns. There's chatter. There's some rumors that they may be looking for a trade partner. To move on from him. So the way I look at it is, shit, you can bring in a David Njoku, for a couple late round picks. Okay, we could talk about it. But I mean, Yeah, this is where it becomes fun. Free agency, this is where it becomes fun. A lot of people are putting out draft picks together and mock drafts. Yo, I'm not there yet, man. I'm not even there yet because a few free agent pickups, it changes the whole landscape of who we drafted. So I'm not even touching the draft right now. There are a lot of good guys that you want to look into, but I'm just saying, man. So picture, and I want you guys to picture this for a second. Picture this in your tight end room. I'm going to give you two scenarios. You got Tyler Kroft, Olsen, Dawson Knox. That's a lot of money pulled into the tight end room. But think about an Olsen and a Kroft on the field, and then you got if you want to really mess around, if Dabols really want to mess around, you put freaking Dawson Knox as an H-back, kind of mess around with it with something like that. That would be interesting. Can't really see it happening, but that would be interesting, right? Now if you could have those two big tight ends, shit, maybe we have to work our offense through tight ends, but then we got Cole Beasley and we got John Brown, and we're bringing in a receiver. So this is why you got to think more about it. Where are we trying to invest? Are we trying to invest in the tight end room, or are we trying to really invest in the receiver room? So that's why I'm sticking to my guns. I'm saying Olsen, peace out. We're good. Now here's another scenario. Dawson Knox, David Njoku, right? And then you can get rid of Tyler Kroft if you feel Njoku would be the upgrade, the better player. Now you got an athletic tight end that can get down the field, and he's a decent little blocker. Shit, you can't go wrong with that. Knox and Njoku? Who? And Singletary in the backfield? I'm just saying, people. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Juan Castillo. There's Rico. I missed you guys, man. For real. Real talk, man. I missed you guys. I see you, man. I see you. My guy Juan Castillo showed me love. I gotta show love back to Juan Castillo. I see you, bro. I see you, my man. And Njoku for a couple low round picks is intriguing. I'm telling you. Listen, man. Y'all, listen. I know I've been away for a little bit. Yeah, but your boy he never stops bringing the fire. So I'm just saying, Sean Munley, you know what it is, man. And Njoku for a couple low round picks. Yes, indeed, it's intriguing. Yes, indeed, man. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that because it's a possibility. Because Bean, big baller Bean, ain't afraid to make some trades. He's not afraid to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, man, we talking or what? Are we finished or are we done?" You know what I mean? So there's something to really look into that, right? So ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the process or problem, I tweaked it. We're doing it live. I think live is pretty cool because now I get to have you guys jump in with me and chime in, and we go from there, man. Let me see what we got here. We got John Makowski says, fix the O-line and running game. It will open up the tight end game, period. We can have all the tight ends in the world, but still need more. I don't know what you're saying. So we still need more what? What are you trying to say? We still need more open in our offense. Oh, of course. There's no question. There's no question about it. But right now, what we had last year in the tight end room was cute. It was cool, but just not good enough for having all that money invested. So what we need to get our dividends back. We need to get something in return from Kroft. I'm not ready to give up on Kroft just yet. Excuse me. I'm not ready to give up on Kroft just yet. Too often, Buffalo, what they'll do is they'll bring a player in, and too soon they give up on them. And what ends up happening? That player goes elsewhere and they succeed, right? Too often that happens to us, and I'm out of that game. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Kroft brings this year. If we do decide to move on from Kroft, it's because we decided to bring in a big-time player, because we're already paying Kroft $6 million. What's another couple $1 million to somebody that's going to actually produce, right? So it's either they give him the opportunity or they're saying bye-bye. Bye. You know what I'm saying? I tried to give you my NSYNC, but that didn't work out very well. Was that NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Which one? Whichever one of them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Daniel Guarez. Last offseason, Bean's free agency additions freed up him to do what he wanted in the draft. Results 4 starters in the draft. You're absolutely right. Now, here's something that I wanted to share with you guys. Another aspect. Somebody on Twitter made a great point. It was a lady. I don't know who she is. But she mentioned something very intriguing. She said, don't expect Bean to just go all willy-nilly and spending money left, right, center. He said, don't expect that, because think about it. We have some players on this team right now that are going to in the very near future are going to be asking for some money, right? It's going to be our quarterback. It's going to be one or two of our safeties. Trey White's coming up. He's going to be asking for a whole bunch of money. So we can't just spend all this money on free agency and then have no money to take care of our own. So that's why I'm not expecting a huge, big splash. We may have $80 million, but we ain't just going to spend it just like that. Because a lot of people think we're just going to spend everything. Nah, man, that's not good business to spend everything. Come on, man. We can't do that. Just because, think about it. When you have $100, spending $8 here, $5 here, $7 here is nothing, right? If you have $25, spending $8 and $9 here is something. So now, if you're smart and you want to, make sure your money is being spent in the right places, you got $100. Just because I have $100, I got to think of what I'm going to eat next week and what I'm going to eat the week after that. And I think that's the way Bean thinks. Yeah. I got my money. I did all this work in the last few years to kind of get to where we are right now, not just to spend it all. I'm not just going to spend it all. You think I just work all this just to kind of work it out and spend all my money? Nah, son. I'm going to spend where I need to, and where I need to spend it is on, personally, in my opinion, on the D-line, my linebacking crew, and put simple as this, the trenches. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave it at that. Simon, oh, my guy. Simon Bernard. Finally, I get to shout out my guy, Simon Bernard. Hey, tell everybody at work I said what's up. All right? My guy, Simon Bernard. Listen, I hope you have a good day. And harassment is your middle name. I know. Joshua Woodward said we better pay Trey White whatever he wants. Yo, Trey White's gonna get paid, man. We gotta pay him. We gotta pay him, man. We gotta stop playing games, man. We don't just groom these players in Buffalo just to watch them leave. No. We don't do that shit. We just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I really hope all this. Juan Castillo, what's Juan Castillo say, man? Juan Castillo says, really hope all our D. Really hope all our D tackles stay put. Listen, man, we're talking about tight ends, man. Let's not get into anything else. Let's talk about tight ends. So anyway, that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So when it comes to the process or problem, at the end of the day, this was going down. I'm keeping Tyler Kroft. Tyler Kroft is part of the process. Why? Because we just haven't seen enough. There's too much good in what he potentially can do for this team for us to just let it walk away, unless we bring in one of the big dogs. But I just can't see us bringing any big dogs when we have potentially one that can help out our offense right now. So keep Tyler Kroft. Keep, obviously, Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox ain't going nowhere. Sweeney ain't going nowhere. So that's your 3 tight ends. Are we going to go with 4 tight ends? That's a fantastic question. The way I look at it is this. If we go with a 4th, it might be for Olsen. I just can't see them tying up all that money in the tight end room. So I'm going to just go with that. I'm going to leave it this way. Kroft, Dawson Knox, Sweeney, and shit. Let me sprinkle this one in. Jason Kroom. Bring Jason Kroom back and let him compete. Let him compete. Let's see what he's got. Why not? I'd like to see it because I always figured that he could make something work, but it just never worked out. I don't care about all the rumors about him dating this, that, and the third. Ain't nobody here. I don't want to hear about that. But it'd be nice to get a little bit of sprinkle of Jason Kroom back in the offense and see what he got. Shit, if he's washed up, he's washed up. I'm just saying, man. Kareem! I'm just saying. I'm just putting out there. I'm putting out there for people because ain't nobody want to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Guess what? Your boy's going to talk about it. Jason Kroom, I wouldn't mind seeing my guy Jason Kroom back in the building. So I'm going to leave it at that. That is our show for process or problem. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to try to do this more often. I promise you. Things get in the way. I switched my shift now. So now I'm not doing nights anymore. I'm doing days. So I don't have as much time to do these things. I'm going to be back to hotel hopping. So it's going to be one of those things, man. You're not going to see much of this backdrop anymore, man. It's going to be this, that, and the third all over the place. So I'm going to try to be as consistent as I can. So I appreciate y'all coming through. Velo C, come. What up? I appreciate y'all coming through. But you know what? We're 34 minutes in. I'm going to cut this up and put it out there accordingly. As we go on. So, the people are still here. You guys are still rocking. So let's talk about it, man. So who's got questions, man? Who's got concerns? What y'all hyped about? What are you guys not hyped about? I'm curious to find out what the word is. what the word is for my peoples, man. He's up in that Buffalo. We missed you, Rico. Sean Rodwawa. I see you, bro. I see you. Always peace and love, man. Young King. Yo, you know it's always love, man. It's always love. Always love. You know what I do want to talk about though? I gotta bring this up, man. Young King said Star restructured his contract. He did. Star restructured his contract. Y'all know what it is, man. Whenever people restructure their contract, it's usually a sign. It's a sign. It's a sign. Okay, you know what? I can't say it's a sign. It is a sign. But it's a sign for several reasons. Excuse me. It's a sign for several reasons. Rico, what it do, baby? Al Bristol, what's going on, man? So there's a sign. When you restructure your contract like that, that means we're about to cut your ass. But we like you. We just feel that you're making a little too much dough for what you gave us in production. We expected more. You didn't give us what we expected. But I like you. Motherfucker, I like you. So guess what? We're keeping you. But you're going to have to give us a little bit of bread back. So with a guy like Star Lotulelei, Star's like this, man. Yo, I'm like, what, 30? Am I 30? I'm pushing 30 or I'm 31 or something like that. I don't know how old he is exactly. But he's like, yo, if I get cut right now, that could be my career. I might get a couple, tryouts here and there, but that could be the stint of my career. I'm going to be bounced all over the place. I'd like a little bit of stability, at least for the next 2 years. So yes, sir, I will restructure. And that's a smart move by him. So we saved up a couple $1 million. I think a few more. I think $3 or $4 million, right? So what does that tell me? Does it tell me that we are going to try to bring back Shaq Lawson? Is it? It makes you wonder. It does make you wonder. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot, like, was it $4 million? We said, yeah, I think we saved $4 million. So are we trying to bring back Shaq Lawson? Because I'm not mad at us bringing back Shaq Lawson, because right now Shaq Lawson's the market value for a Shaq Lawson is about $7 to $8 million. $7 to $8 million. So I'm not mad at bringing Shaq Lawson back for $7-8 million. That's just shy of what Trent Murphy's making, right? That's just shy of what Jerry Hughes is making. So there's a lot of money tied up in that defensive line room, man. I think 15% of what, if I remember correctly, 15% of of our full salary that is going towards the defensive line. So could we pay up? Could we pay up for that man? We absolutely could. I can see it. But I'm sure they're going to give him this opportunity to go and seek a big deal elsewhere. Star is 30. Okay, Star is 30 years old, right on the money. He's 30 years old. So, he's not trying to go nowhere. He likes what he's at. He sees what Buffalo's doing. He sees where Buffalo's heading. He ain't trying to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And he's still getting paid handsomely. So I'm not mad at my guy. So he's got to do what he's got to do. Now, that was what I wanted to touch on. I wanted to touch on that aspect of our team. But another thing, hold on, Joshua Woodward, what do you say, man? What do you think about Cooper? What are the chances he comes to Buffalo? Cooper. Who are you talking about? Oh, Amari Cooper? Oh, Amari Cooper. That's a good question, man. That's a really good question. I like Amari Cooper. I'm not super like, whoa, Amari Cooper, because I'm not thrilled about Amari Cooper. I don't think he's like a baller. I don't think he's like nice like that. You know what I'm saying? But he can play. There's no question about it. He can play. But would he be a good fit in Buffalo? That's the question that I have. Would he be a good fit in Buffalo? I'd take my chances with free agency. I'd take my chances with the draft. That's just me though, because the draft is deep receivers. So I would take my chances with the draft and not really bother with Amari Cooper. Let Amari Cooper go somewhere else and do what he's got to do. But I like what's in the draft right now, so I'll deal with that. But when you look at free agency for receivers, the free agency pool isn't huge, man. It's not huge for big name dudes, right? Roby Anderson's one of them. AJ Green's another. Amari Cooper being another. I'm trying to think on the top of my head if I remember correctly who else is available. I'm good with just chilling right now. If we can bring in a freaking AJ Green, I'm thrilled about that. I want that motherfucker last year. You know what I'm saying? If we could, but my man was like, yo, let me just take it easy real quick. Facts. Draft is deep. Yo, the fact that the draft is deep. You can get receivers like well into the 3rd round that can contribute right away. So that's why I'm chilling right now. It's not a good year to be a free agent, a free agent receiver coming out right now. So if you can get picked up early, cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good, man. I'm good. Cooper's kind of soft. Might wilt the one because he was you like to get on people's asses, man. But yo, I'm not all in on Cooper. Truth be told, he just doesn't do it for me. Like for other people, he just doesn't. I just what it is, man. But that being said, but the one thing I did want to bring up though, and I'm trying to keep these videos separate, but I'm gonna cut them up. But if you look at what free agent players are out there in terms of the cornerbacks, one that is really heating up the chat rooms and shit is a former Redskins cornerback. What's that boy's name? Josh Norman. So a lot of people want to say, yo, he washed up, man. The last 5 years, he been trash. He been this, he been that. Listen, man, ain't nobody disputing that. Actually, he was actually nice the first year he went to the Skins. The first 2 years he went to the Skins, he was still a pretty damn good corner. And he took some bumps and bruises, and he hasn't been the same since, right? But have the Redskins been a good team to begin with the last 10 years? Let's keep it a buck. Like, for real. As a Bills fan, we haven't been shit the last 10 years. At least the last 3 years we have been. But before that, nah. The Redskins are in the same damn boat. So when he went over there, you know exactly what he did. He took the money. He didn't go necessarily to, be a game changer. He took the money, right? Everyone and their mama knows that when he was with McDermott, balled out, right? And everybody's like, yo, but he ain't the same. He trash, he this, he that. We're not expecting him to be the number one corner on the team. He was expected to be the number one corner with the Redskins. But now Trey White occupies that line. That's his role. So you bring in a former number one corner in Josh Norman. Sure, I'm not mad at that. You don't got to cover the best guy, but you are in a familiar scheme that you excelled in. I would definitely look into that. I don't care. I don't know why people just want to poop on the situation and say, oh, fuck that. I ain't about that. I'll bring him in. You don't think McDermott, the people are a creature of habit. What they know is what they're familiar with and what they're going to bring back. It's what they know. If I worked with you, I'm bringing you back. Why do you think this league is a whole bunch of recycled coaches? Because coaches, I worked with you before. I don't know this dude. I know you. Come work with me. Right? Creature of habit, man. So I could totally see Josh Norman coming. Now, how much money he's going to ask for? Not a whole lot, because he doesn't have the leverage. But that is a conversation for another day. I had to bring that up. Somebody's talking about Brady. Brady to Buffalo, not happening. Norman is 32, by the way. Shit, I don't care how old he is. 32, he can still play in this game, man. 32 ain't nothing but a number. 32 ain't nothing but a number, man. If you can still play, you can still play. Like I said, 34 years old for Olsen. It's not a number, but he's coming off some pretty decent injuries that kind of slowed him down the last couple of years. That's a big thing right there. Look at Adrian Peterson, man. That boy is age. He is up there in age, and he was still putting some decent. He torched us when we played the Redskins. Look at Frank Gore. Frank Gore is what, 35 years old? Come on, man, he's still playing. So age. Sometimes we can't just really bum on the age, man. Look at Tom Brady, 40 plus years of age, right? It's not the same. His game has been falling off for some time. I understand where you are coming from, but it's a tough call for Norman. It's a tough call. There's no question about it. But when you go somewhere where you're familiar and you know the scheme and you know all these good things, I just can't see why we couldn't look at it. I'm not saying maybe give this guy a whole bunch of money and that's that. No, you got to look at him. You got to at least bring him in. That's just my opinion. A lot of people are going to vehemently disagree with me. And that's cool. That's the part of the game. You're not always going to agree with your boy Rico. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that I would definitely look into. And if you bring him in, you don't like what he's about, cut him. You know what I'm saying? If he's trash, you need to cut him. If he's no good, you need to cut him. That's it, man. Sure, I'm dropping bars on you guys today, boy. Anyway, listen, that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I know I wanted to talk about the freaking tight end. But yeah, I mean, when I get in my bag, I get my bag and I start talking, and that's just what it is. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate y'all tuning in. You guys already know what it is, man. I know it's been a minute. Y'all been watching all these other Bills channels and stuff, and they've been keeping you up to tight, up and updated with everything. So that's cool. But your boy's back. You know what I'm saying? So let me get my routine together. Let me start putting stuff together, and we're gonna make it hot, and we're gonna make it pop all off season long. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Buffalo Fanatics. Y'all know what it is. We ain't never gonna stop. It's always us. And we just listen, man. Free agency is about to heat up, and that's when we're gonna start talking it up. So you won't see anything coming from me for draft. I need to see the free agency happen first. Then I can touch on drafts to say exactly what we need. Because right now, talking about all these things that we need right now, it doesn't make a damn difference because we may not even go the route. Like we're talking about like DN and this, that, and the third. We might bring in a freaking I don't know, big time defensive end, edge rusher, Vic Beasley. Who knows? I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Buffalo Fanatics. If you guys are new to this channel, you don't know who I am and who this is. Listen, click that subscribe, like this channel, keep showing love. We are less than 80 members away from 10,000 subscribers. Oh, by the way, we're giving away an Xbox. We're giving away an Xbox. Let's get to 10,000 freaking subscribers, man. Yo, we're so damn close. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's your boy Rico, and I'm gone.